Vegan Gains understands that no one gives a fuck about men.
Basically, nobody gives a fuck about men. Just don't give a fuck about men. They just flat out don't give a fuck about the male gender. Because who gives a fuck about men?
I used to understand quite well that there's this institutional bias, a biological bias, towards women that leads people to view men as disposable utilities.
Cutting off her husband's penis with a knife, taking his penis and throwing it into the garbage disposal.
I do think it's quite fabulous. I mean, can you just imagine that thing whizzing around the disposal? It's like hysterical.
There are a lot of guys like Vegan Gains who are aware of this, like the anti-feminists or men's rights activists. They see all these problems in society, these biases towards females and against males, but they don't seem to click the dots when it comes to their interpersonal relationships, their romantic relationships with women.
Basically, nobody gives a fuck about men.
Think about it a bit more carefully, bro. If no one gives a fuck about men, that means institutions don't give a fuck about men. That means the government don't give a fuck about men. That means men don't give a fuck about men. And that means women don't give a fuck about men. And is your girlfriend a woman?
No.
Okay, technically she's a woman, yes. If what you say is true, that no one gives a fuck about men, then your wife, your girlfriend, your partner, if you're a man, they don't care about you, they don't give a fuck about you, because no one gives a fuck about men.
But if they don't care about me, why would they be? Why would they be? It doesn't make sense.
Put it simply, women will associate with men, yes, when they can derive benefits from that, but otherwise they won't. And this is encapsulated very well in Briffault's law, which explains if there is no benefit, there is no association. You know, that doesn't mean that women hate men, although some do, really, yeah. It just means that women don't love you for who you are, but rather what you can do for them, your utility. So here we have a classic story of a otherwise rational, logical guy who isn't thinking very clearly when it comes to women. And he's in this long distance relationship with a very unattractive girl who he met on the internet. He's flying all the way to Belgium just so he can meet her and have some mediocre sex. And the crazy thing is he's so popular. There'll be heaps of vegan bodybuilding chicks in this local area, keen to go downtown, if you know what I mean. And this guy was going to actually marry her before she broke up with him on Facebook. Anyway, my point here, bro, is you need to start making some MGTOW gains. You know, you were willing to marry this girl not too long ago. What benefits does marriage bring to you relative to the enormous risks and costs involved? What's the benefit of you being in a long-term relationship? Outside of that, I'm sure the majority of Vegan Gains fans agree with me. This particular girl, like, why, man? Why? She's like a 3 out of 10 at best. I mean, she likes horses.
I'm gonna visit Jasmine's horses tomorrow.
That's a fucking clear indicator. You horse chicks are crazy. 100%. 100%.
Okay, and my baby's back from work, and we're gonna have some lovey-dovey shown, so I'm gonna end the vlog here, because you guys don't need to see this. No. Mwah. And keep making those virgin gains.